Good morning everyone and welcome to the next day based in Inverness. Today we are going to do a lot of fun things. I feel like I've said that every day this trip, but it is true. Today we are heading up north and we are going to see a castle, do a couple like outdoorsy things and just kind of explore. Head back to Inverness, eat dinner here, and then we've got to pack up because tomorrow we head towards Edinburgh. So that is the plan for today, but as we usually do, what's the first thing we do in the morning? We get coffee. So let's go get some coffee. Back to the milk bar this morning. We made it to our first stop of the day, which is Dunrobin Castle. It looks so neat and the gardens are supposed to be especially beautiful, so I'm really excited to tour it. This castle is located about an hour north of Inverness, and it's a great day trip option if you are basing part of your trip in the city. The castle origins date back to the 13th century, though what you see today is mostly from the 19th century. The castle has been the family seat of the Clan Sutherland for centuries and is actually still owned by the family today. I thoroughly enjoyed my visit to the castle as it is just so gorgeous and there are so many historical artifacts to discover. However, I would highly suggest learning more about the Highland clearances before your visit. The Sutherland family was heavily involved in the Highland clearances, which was a mass eviction of Scottish Highlanders in the 18th and 19th century, and this time period essentially altered Scotland forever and ended the Scottish clans. And unfortunately, not much of this information can be found on the tour of the castle today, which is why I recommend to learn more about it before your trip. This castle is absolutely beautiful, and while its history is both complex and at times somber, if you do decide to visit, which I do highly suggest, I would also suggest learning more about the history prior to your visit. It is an important reminder of the past and what Scottish Highlanders went through in those dark days. Okay, so this is a falconry, and they do have 2 shows per day. And you can come and see them. Oh my gosh, they're so cool. Hold on, let me show you closer. Oh, she's looking at me. Very cool castle because it actually has like some pretty recent history to it, but the castle gardens are a must-see as well. Super great castle, super great stop. If you're in this part of Scotland, you gotta stop here. I do. Welcome to our next stop, which is Dornach Beach. It is this beautiful, really wide beach, and so many people are enjoying it right now. There's dogs, there's kids playing in the water, which a little too cold for me to do that, but it is so beautiful. Hunting for shells right now. We just made it to our next stop, which is the Fairy Glens hike. It's a bit closer to Inverness, so we made our way back down south, if you will. But we are on the hike now, and the colors are glorious for fall. So yeah, we're really excited. There's apparently some waterfalls on this trail, so excited to see it. Made it to our first waterfall. Made it to our second waterfall. We just finished with our hike, and it was a pretty easy one. It was right around 2 miles and really like no elevation gain. There is just like one little section, if you can't do like stairs, that I would stay away from, but other than that, super easy hike. Beautiful walk, beautiful waterfalls, so definitely a good one to add to your list if you're just wanting something simple and easy to do. We're now heading to our next site, which is called the Clootie Well. And I'll talk about it and what it is when we get there. We have made it to our next stop, which is Clootie Well. And I want to tell you a little bit about what a Clootie Well is. So essentially what a Clootie Well is Clootie is an old Scottish word for cloth, and typically a Clootie Well is where there's some type of natural spring and a tree that's growing beside it. What you do is you wash the cloth, the piece of cloth that you bring, into the well, and then tie up that cloth to the tree that's by the well. And the idea is that maybe you have a wish or an ailment, and as that cloth deteriorates, then your wish or your ailment is said to, you know, disappear or come true for you. So it is typically like tied to some religious entity. This one is technically tied to Saint Boniface. So let's see what it looks like. Wow. Okay, you guys can see here that here are so many cloths tied to all these trees, and the well is over there by Jamie, right in front of him. Let's go look. Okay, so here's the natural spring. So this is where you soak your cloth and then you tie it on one of these trees. Looks like there are a lot of wishes and ailments to be fulfilled. Look how many of these trees have cloths all over them. Wow. We found a little restaurant inside of a hotel close to Clootie Well. It's called the North Keswick Hotel. So we're gonna pop in here for dinner since it's close, and why not? It looks really cool. It's also along the water here, so very beautiful. We're hoping that the food is really good too.
And I walked in and I just thought, oh,
Alright travelers, that is the end of our time in the Inverness area. I'm sure there's literally so much to see in this area and we could explore here for weeks, but it is time to go. I'm so sad. We are heading on another day adventure today while we head to Edinburgh, so if you want to check that out, definitely look at my next video that will be posted soon. If you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one. Happy travels. Real life vlogger style. the truth behind those shots.